these messages in the intro.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Iliad book study. Episode. Today we are reading book 5, which is my favorite book of the Iliad. Diomedes fights the Gods. Absolute peak, bro. Diomedes is my favorite character.
I love Diabetes. He's a great guy.
Okay. Most underrated character in the Iliad. Okay. Then Pallas Athena granted Tydeus' son Diomedes strength and daring, so the fighter would shine forth and tower over the Argives and win himself great glory. She set the man ablaze, his shield and helmet flaming with tireless fire, like the star that flames at harvest, bathed in the ocean, rising up to outshine all the other stars. Such fire Athena blazed from Tydeus' head and shoulders, drove him into the center where the masses struggled on. Okay, Tydeus is just Diomedes, that's just a different name for him.
So titties and diabetes are the same guy?
Yep.
Alright.
Okay. There was a Trojan, Dares, a decent, wealthy man, the god Hephaestus priest, who had bred 2 sons, Phegeus and Idaeus, trained for every foray. Breaking ranks, they rushed ahead in their chariot, charging Diomedes, already dismounted, rearing up on foot. So they went for each other, fast, close range. Phegeus hurled first. His spear shadow flew over Tydeus' left shoulder, and the tip passed and never touched his body. Tydeus hurled next. The bronze launched from his hand, and not for nothing, hitting Phegeus' chest between the nipples. It pinched him out behind his team. Idaeus leapt, abandoned the handsome car, but did not dare to stand and defend his dead brother. And not even so would he have fled his black death, but the god of fire swept him off and saved him, shrouding the man in night so that the old priest would not be wholly crushed with 1 son left. The high-hearted Tydides drove away the team and gave them to aids to lash both horses back to the hollow ships. And now, despite their courage, the Trojan fighters, seeing the 2 sons of Darius, one on the run, one dead beside his chariot, all their hearts were stunned. But Athena, eyes bright, taking Ares in hand, called the violent god away with, Ares, Ares, destroyer of men, reeking blood, stormer of ramparts, why not let these mortals fight it out for themselves? Let Zeus give glory to either side he chooses. We'll stay clear and escape the father's rage.
Do you know my hairdresser's
Shut up.
basketball team sister?
Shut up. Okay. And so, luring the headlong Ares off the line, Athena sat him down on Scamander's soft, sandy banks, while Argives bent the Trojans back. Each captain killed his man. First, Agamemnon, lord of men, spilled the giant Odius, chief of the Halizonians, off his car, the first to fall, as he veered away. The spearhead punched in his back between the shoulders, gouging his flesh and jutting out through his ribs. He fell with a crash. His armor rang against him. Idomeneus cut down Festus, Meonian Boris's son.
I'll put it back.
Yo.
Are you trying to cut a Kleenex in half with the knife?
Yeah.
To be fair, I also sometimes do that, but
You give yourself a paper cut, between your fingers like this.
who slipped to Troy from the good rich earth of Tarn. As he tried to mount behind his team, the famous spearman stabbed a heavy javelin deep into his right shoulder. He dropped from his war car, gripped by the hateful dark.
Then, as Idomeneus's henchmen stripped the corpse, Menelaus took Scamandrius down with a sharp spear. Strophius' son, a crack marksman, skill at the hunt, Artemis taught the men herself to
Artemis
track
was a girl.
and kill wild beasts. Yeah, whatever breathes in the mountain woods. But the huntress, showering arrows, could not save him now, nor could the archer's long shots, his forte in days gone by. No. Now Menelaus, the great spearman, ran him through, square between the blades as he fled and raced ahead, tearing into his flesh, drilling out through his chest. He crashed face down, his armor clanged against him. Meriones killed Phereclus, son of Tecton, son of the blacksmith Harmon. The fighter's hands had the skill to craft all kinds of complex work. Since Pallas Athena loved him most, her protege, who had built Paris his steady, balanced ships, trim launchers of death, frightened with death for all of Troy, and now for the shipwright too. What could the man know of all the gods' decrees? Meriones caught him quickly, running him down hard, and speared him low in the right buttock, the point pounding under the pelvis, jabbed and pierced the bladder. He dropped to his knees, screaming, death swirling around him. Meges killed Pedaeus and Antenor's son, a bastard boy, but lovely Theano nursed him with close, loving care like her own children, just to please her husband.
That's awesome.
Closing. Meges gave him some close attention too. The famous spearman struck behind his skull, just at the neck cord, the razor spear slicing straight up through the jaws, cutting away the tongue. He sank in the dust, teeth clenching the cold bronze. Euaemon's son, Eurypylus, cut down brave Hypsenor, son of lofty Dolopian, a man the Trojans made Scamander's priest and worshipped like a god. But Euaemon's royal son laid low, his son Eurypylus chasing Hypsenor, fleeing on before him, flailed with a sword, slashed the Trojan's shoulder, and looped away the massive bulk of Hypsenor's arm. Yeah. The bloody arm dropped to the earth, and red death came plunging down his eyes, in the strong force of late. So they worked away in the rough assaults, but Diomedes, which side was the fighter on? You could not tell. Did he rampage now with the Trojans or the Argives? Down the plain he stormed like a stream in spate. A routing winter torrent, sweeping away the dikes. The tight-pilled dikes can't hold it back any longer. Banks shoring the blooming vineyards cannot curb its course. A flash flood bursts as the rains from Zeus pour down their power. Acre on acre, the well-dug work of farmers crumbling under it. So now Tydides' force, the Trojan columns panicked now. No standing their ground, massed, packed as they were. But the shining archer, Pandarus, marked him storming down the plain, smashing the Trojan lines before him. Quickly he trained his reflex bow on Diomedes charging straight ahead. He shot. He struck him full in the right shoulder under the breastplate's hollow. The ripping point tore deep, shearing its way through. Armor splattered with blood as Pandarus triumphed, shouting over Tydides wildly. Move up, attack, my high-hearted Trojans, lash your stallions. Look, the Achaean champion's badly wounded. I shot him down. I swear he won't last long. If the archer really sped me here from Lycia. Bragging so, but the whizzing arrow had not brought him down. Diomedes just drew back beside his car and stood there, calling Sthenelus, Capaneus' son.
Right here.
Yeah. Start the page.
Quick, Stenthinius. Down from the car, my friend. Pull this wretched arrow from my shoulder. How do you pronounce it again? Sthene.
I don't know, man.
Stethisius?
Just say whatever you think it is.
Stathius sprang from the car, hit the ground, and standing beside him, pulled the tearing arrow clean on through the wound, and blood came shooting out like red lace through the supple mesh shirt. And Diamond, lord of the war, prayed aloud, "Hear me, daughter of Zeus."
Lord of the war cry.
"Hear me, daughter of Zeus, whose shield is thunder. Tireless one, Athena, if you should stood by father with all your love and missed the blaze of battle, stand by me. Do me a favor now, Athena. Bring that man into rage and let me spare him. He's wounded me off going, and now he triumphs, he boasts. I won't look long on the light of day." So Tydeus prayed, and Athena heard his prayer. Tydeus?
Tydides.
Tydides. Tydeus prayed, and heard Athena, and Athena heard his prayer. They sprang into his limbs, his feet, his fighting hands, and close beside him, wagged him on with a fight of orders. "Now take heart, Diomedes, fight it out." Diomedes.
There we go, nice job.
"Fight it out with the Trojans. Deep in your chest, I've put your father's strength. He never quaked. That Tydeus, that great horseman, what force the famous shieldsmen used to wield. Look, I've lifted the mist off your eyes. That's blurred them up now. So you can tell a god from a man on sight. So now if a god comes up to test your mettle, you must not fight the immortal powers head on, but all but one of the deathless gods. That is, if Aphrodite, daughter of Zeus, slips into battle, she's the one who stab with your sharp bronze spear. Her eyes bright, Athena soared away on Tydeus. Sun when charging back to the front of the champions. Now, long ablaze, and he was to fight Trojans. Triple the fury sized him, claw mad as a lion. Some shepherd tending woolly flocks in the field he just grazed, a lion leaping into the fold. But he hasn't killed him, only spared his strength, and helpless to beat off the man scourged for shelter, leaving his flocks picked, lost at the rampage beast, meals them thick and fast, piling corpse on corpse, and one furious bound clears the fence yard, so raging Diomedes muled the Trojans. There he killed Astinius, the Hyperon, a frontline captain. One he stabbed with a bronze lace above the nipple. The other is heavy sword heckled at the collarbone, right on the shoulder, cleaving the whole shoulder clear of neck and back, and he left them there dead. And he made a rush at Abyss and Polydius. Forgot where it was.
You're doing pretty good.
He is.
I feel like you've definitely gotten better at reading since we first started. Nice, yeah.
Thank you. I have no idea where I was. And left him there, dead, or he made a rush at Abyss or Polydius, sons of Eurydamas, and aged them of dreams. But the old prophet read no dreams for them. When they had set out for Troy, Diomedes laid them low and swung to attack the two sons of, what is Pheae?
Phinops, maybe?
Sons of Phinops, hardy Xanthius, Xanthus, and Thune. Both men grown tall at their father shrank away with his wasting age. He never bred more sons to leave his riches to. The son of Tydeus killed the two of them, and the spot he ripped the dear life out of both and left his father tears and wrenching grief. Now he'd never welcome his two sons come home from war, alive the flesh and distant kin would crave apart their birthright. Next, Dominius killed 2 sons of Durgan Prime, creating a one singular car. Enchimon and Chromius, as a lion, charges castle calves and heifers, browsing the deep glades and snaps their necks. So Titius patched them both from the chariot, giving them a mulating gave them little choice, quickly stopped their gear, and passed their team to his men to lash back to the ships, smashing the lines of the fighters now. But
Okay,
if
that
these
was
were
hard.
all, and oblivious of the rain of spares, he waded in.
Smasher.
Until
Lines of the
finished
fighters
sentence.
now.
Hunting for Pandarus, hoping to find the anchor. You're reading the second sentence. Find him did.
Okay. Find him, he did. Lycaon's skilled, fearless son, and he went right up and challenged him to his face. Pandarus, where's your bow, your winged arrows, your archer's glory? No Trojan your rival here. No Lycian can claim to be your better. No. So, up with you now. Lift your hands to Zeus. You whip an arrow against that man, whoever he is, who routs us, wreaking havoc against us, cutting the legs from under the squads of good, brave men. Unless it's a god who smothers our troops. Enraged, at a right we failed. When a god's enraged, there's thunder at our heads. And Lycaon's shining sun took up the challenge. Aeneas, counselor of Trojans, armed in bronze. He looks like Tydeus' son to me in every way. I know his shield, the hollow eyes of his visor, his team. I've watched them closely. And still, I could never swear he's not a god. But if he's the man I think he is, Tydeus, gallant son, he rages so with a god beside him. Not alone, no, a god, with his shoulders shrouded round in a cloud, who deflects my shaft to a less mortal spot. I had already whipped an arrow into him, caught him square in the right shoulder, too, just where the breastplate, just where the breastplate, where was I? Crap.
You're talking about breasts?
Yeah, just where the breastplate leaves the armpit bare. And I thought I'd send him down to the house of death. But I've still not laid him low. So it is some god rampaging. And here I am, no chariot, no team to speed me on. But back to Lycaon's halls, our 11 war cars, beauties all, fresh from the smith, and fire new. And blankets spread across them, and beside each, a brace of stallions stand poised and pawing, championing their oats and barley glistening white. Over and over, father, the old spearman Lycaon urged me, setting out from his well-built halls. Take those teams and cars, he told me. Mount up, take lead, the Trojans into the jolting shocks of battle. But would I listen? So much the better if I had. If I had to spare my teams, they'd never starve for fodder, crammed with the fighters, bred to eat their fill. So I left them there. I made it to Troy on foot, trusting my bows and arrows, and a lot of good I was to get from them. Already I've let fly at 2 of their best men, Diomedes and Menelaus. I've hit them both, and the blood gushed from both. Direct hits, but I only roused their fury. What bad luck, to snatch this curved bow off its peg that day. I marched my Trojans hard to your lovely town of Troy, to please Prince Hector. But if I get home again, and set my eyes on my native land, my wife and my fine house with the high vaulting roof, let some stranger cut my head off then. And there, if I don't smash this bow and fling it into the fire. The gear I packed is worthless as the wind. Aeneas, the Trojan captain, checked him sharply. No talk of turning home. No turning the tide. Do we wield and face this man with our team and car, and fight it out with weapons hand to hand? Come, up with you now. Climb aboard my chariot, so you can see the breed of Tro's team, their flair for their own terrain as they gallop back and forth. One moment in flight, the next in hot pursuit. They'll sweep us back to the city, back to safety. If Zeus hands Tydeus' son glory once again, quick, take up the whip and glistening reins. I'll dismount from the car and fight on foot, or you engage the man and leave the team to me. The shining son of Lycaon made the choice. Take up your reins yourself, Aeneas. They're your team. They'll haul your curving chariot so much better under the driver they know best. If we have to retreat from Diomedes, God forbid, they panic, skittish with fear. Buck can never pull us out of the fighting. Missing your own voice as Tydeus' son attacks. You'll kill us both and drive them off as prizes. So drive them yourself, your chariot and your team, and let him charge. I'll take him on with a sharp spear.
Second paragraph. Okay.
Both men agreed, boarding the blazoned chariot, wildly heeding their racers at Diomedes now. Capaneus' good son Sthenelus saw them coming and quickly alerted Diomedes, warnings flying. Tydides, joy of my heart, dear comrade, look, I see two men and they're bearing down to fight you. Their power's enormous. One's a master archer, Pandarus, son of Lycaon, so he boasts. The other's Aeneas.
Aeneas.
Claims Anchises' blood.
Anchises.
The noble Anchises, but his mother's Aphrodite. Come, up you go to our chariot. Give ground now. No charging the front ranks. You might lose your life. But a powerful Diomedes froze him with a glance. Not a word of retreat. You'll never persuade me. It's not my nature to shrink from battle, cringe in fear with the fighting strength still steady in my chest. I shrink from mounting our chariot. No retreat. On foot as I am, I'll meet them man to man. Athena would never let me flinch. Those two, their horses will never sweep them clear of us. Not both men, though one or the other may escape. One more thing, take it to heart, I tell you. If part of Athena's plan gives me the honor to kill them both, you check our racers here. You lash them fast to our rails. Then dash for Aeneas' horses. Don't forget. Drive them out of the Trojan lines and into ours. They are very strained. Far-seeing Zeus gave Tros payment in full, stealing Ganymede, Tros' son, the purest, strongest breed of all the stallions under the dawn and light of day. Lord Anchises stole from that fine stock behind Laomedon's back. Tros' grandson and heir to Tros' teams. He puts some mares to the lusty stallions once, and they foaled him a run of 6 in his royal house. 4 he kept for himself to rear in his own stalls, but the 2 you see in action he gave Aeneas, both of them driving terrors. Would to God we'd take them both. We'd win ourselves great fame. Wavering back and forth as their 2 attackers closed in a rush, whipping that purebred team along, and Pandora shouted first, "What mad bravado, lofty Titus's boy! Will brave it out. So, my arrow failed to bring you down, my tearing shot, now for a spear. We'll see if this can kill you." Shaft poised, he hurled, and its long shadow flew, and it struck Tydides' shield, the brazen spearhead winging, drilling right on through to his breastplate.
Pandarus yelling over him wildly now. You're hit clean through the side, you won't last long, I'd say now the glory's mine. But never shaken, staunch Diomedes shot back. No hit, you missed, but the two of you will never quit this fight, I'd say, till one of you drops and dies and gluts with blood Ares, who hacks at men behind his rawhide shield. With that he hurled, and Athena drove the shaft and split the archer's nose between the eyes. It cracked his glistening teeth. The tough bronze cut off his tongue at the roots, smashed his jaw, and the points came ripping out beneath his chin.
That's awesome, bro.
He pitched from his car. Armor clanged against him, a glimmering blaze of metal dazzling around his back. The purebreds reared aside, hoofs pawing the air, and his life and power slipped away on the wind.
Aeneas.
Actually, this
Anus.
is a perfect spot for next person to start.
Anus.
Anus sprang down.
Now we know what pages are left in book 5.
I believe there's like a dozen more.
How many are that also?
Lysica's captain, Glucose, son of Hippodotus.
Yo, you're reading book 7, bro.
Book 6, 7.
We should do 6 and 7 in one episode.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We do 6 and 9 in one episode.
We should do it all on the sleepover act. We gotta have a sleepover sometime soon.
Anyways, that.
Watch it.
Aeneas sprang down with his shield and heavy spear. Fearing the Argives must drag away the corpse. Somehow, somewhere, Arenes stabbed the body. Pound in his fighting power like some lion, shielded the corpse with spear and round buckler. What does the word buckler mean?
It's like a shield, I think.
Burning to kill off any man who met him face to face. As he looked, a blood-curdling cry, just as Diomedes heard a boulder in his hafted a boulder in his hands. A tremendous feat, no two men could host it. Weak as men are now, but as his own he raised it high with ease, fluing it and struck Arenes high where his hip bone turns into his pelvis. The joint they call the cup, it smashed the socket, snapped both tendons too, and jagged rocks tore back the skin in shreds. The greater fighter sank into his knees, bracing himself with one strong forearm planted against the earth, and with the world went back as night before his eyes. And now, at the prince, the captain of men, Arenes, would have died on the spot if Zeus's daughter had not marked him quickly. His mother, Aphrodite, who bore him to King Anchises.
Anchises. And the other guy's name is Aeneas, not Arenes.
Okay. Tending castle once. Round her beloved son, her boom-stirring arms went streaming, flinging her shining robe before them. Only a fold, but it blocked the weapons hurtling toward his body. She feared some, Argive fast with Chalamanteam might hurl bronze at his chest to rip his life out. He began to bear her daughter's son from the fighting, but Capenus' son did not forget the commands. The Lord of War cried out and put him under. Stenthus checked his own racers clear of cache of battle, lashed them tight to his charlotte rails with reins, then dashed for, how do you say Arenes' name was? Aeneas, glossy, full man team, and drove them off the Trojan lines, and he passed them to Deplius, a friend in arms he prized beyond all commanders his own age. Their minds worked as one to drive the ships at Sethingelois, mounted behind his own chariot now, seized the glittering reins and whipped his team, his strong hoofed horses ahead at breakneck speed, wearing plug to overtake his captain at Diomedes, but he, with the ruthless bronze, was hunting Aphrodite. Diomeders, knowing her for the crowd goddess she is. She is none of the mighty god to marshal men to battle, neither Athena nor Erno, ratter of cities, not all. But once he caught her, stalking through onslaught, gallant Hendris, offspring rushed her, lunging out, thrusting his sharp spear at her soft limp wrist,
Yeah.
and the bronze point went slashing through her flesh, tearing against through the flesh immoral robes. The graces themselves had made her with their labor. He gouged her where the wristband joins the palm, and immoral blood came flowing quickly from the goddess, that anchor and courses through the veins. The blessed gods, they eat no bread, they drink no shining wine, and so the gods of bloodless, so they call them deathless, a piercing shriek. She reeled and dropped her son, but Phoebus Apollo plucked him up with his hands and swallowed them round in a swirling dark mist of fear for some Agrive fast with Charlotte team might hurl bronze in his chest and rip his life out. But Diamond shouted after her. Diabetes shouted after her, shattering war cries. Daughter of Zeus, give up the war and lose the courage. So it's not enough that you lure defenseless women to their ruin. Fighting, are you? Now I think you'll cringe at the hint of war.
We gotta
He
get
gets
Nate to do
away
an
the
audio
battle
book.
for So he mocked, and the goddess fled the front, beside herself in pain. But Iris, quick as the wind, took up her hand and let her from the fighting. Racked with agony, her glowing flesh blood dark, and off the left battle, she discovers Ares, violent Astraea sitting at ease. His hair's long spare, braced on a cloud bank, flanked by racing stallions.
Would it be okay if we do like 4 pages each?
Yeah, I think so.
So we
Yeah,
can
but
get
I
this
should
done.
start.
Speed it up slightly.
Okay. Aphrodite fell to her knees, over and over begged her dear brother to lend his golden bridal team. Oh dear brother, help me, give me your horses, so I can reach Olympus, the god's steep stronghold. I'm wounded, the pain's too much. A mortal speared me, that daredevil Diomedes. He'd fight Father Zeus. Her brother Ares gave her the golden bridal team. Heart writhing in pain, she climbed aboard the car, and Iris climbed beside her, seized the reins, whipped the team to run, and on the horses flew, holding nothing back. In a moment they had reached the immortal stronghold, steep Olympus. Wind quick, Iris curbed the team and loosed them from the chariot, threw ambrosial fodder down before their hoofs. The deathless Aphrodite.
Try to keep her.
Okay.
We're reading the Iliad too, the second Iliad.
Yo, I lost my team because of that. Or
Sorry,
my
continue.
spot is because of
That
that.
was a sneak peek of the next book we're gonna read.
The Iliad 2. That's what the Odyssey is.
The Iliad 3.
Oh my god.
Oh. Where am I?
Tastes salty.
Okay, I'll just start back. Her brother. Oh, wait, no. I did that part. The deathless Aphrodite sank in Dion's lap, and her mother, folding her daughter in her arms, stroked her gently, whispering her name and asked, "Who's abused you now, dear child? Tell me, who of the sons of heaven, so unfeeling, cruel? Why, it's as if they caught you in public doing something wrong. And Aphrodite, who loves eternal laughter, sobbed in answer. The son of diabetes, that overwhelming insulin, all because I was bearing up my son for the fighting. Aeneas, dearest to me of all the men alive, look down. It's no longer ghastly war for the Trojan and Achaean. Now I tell you, the Argives fight the gods.
That's right.
Dione, the light and loveliest of all immortals, tried to calm her. Patience, my child. Bear up now, despite your heartsick grief. How many gods who hold the halls of Olympus have had to endure such wounds from mortal men? Whenever we try to cause each other pain, Ares had to endure it. When the giant Ephialtes and Otis, sons of Aeolus, bound him in chains, he could not burst. Trust him in the brazen cauldron 13 months, and despite the gods' undying lust for battle, Ares might have wasted away there on the spot if the monster's stepmother, beautiful Erebora, had not sent for Hermes, and out of the cauldron Hermes stole him away. The war god breathing his last, all but broken down by his ruthless iron chains. And Hera endured it too. That time Amphitrion's son, mighty Hercules, hit her deep in the right breast with a 3-barbed staff. The pain seized her. Nothing calmed the pain. Even tremendous Hades had to endure the flying shaft like all the rest. When the same man, the son of thunder shield Zeus, shot him in Pylos, there with the troops of battle dead, and surrendered dead to pain. But Hades made his way to craggy Olympus, climbed to the house of Zeus, stabbed with agony, grief struck to the heart, the shaft driven into his massive shoulder. Low taper fade. Grinding down his spirit.
Grinder.
Okay.
That existed back then?
But the healer applied his not even 2 milliseconds after I said that, that's some crazy reaction time. And sealed Hades' wound. He was not born to die. Think of that breakneck Hercules, his violent work, not a care in the world for all the wrongs he did. He and his arrows raking the gods who hold Olympus. But the man who attacked you, the great goddess, fiery-eyed Athena sent him on. That fool. Doesn't the son of Tydeus know, deep down, the man who fights the gods did not live long, nor do his children ride his knees with the cries of Zeus, home at last from wars and heat of battle. So now, let Diomedes, powerful as he is, be on his guard. For fear a better soldier than you engage him. For fear his wife, Aegilia, Adrastus' daughter, for all her self-control, will wail through the nights and wake her beloved servants out of sleep. The gallant wife in tears longing for him, her wedded husband, the best of Achaeans, Diomedes, breaker of horses. Soothed words. And with both her arms, Dione gently wiped the ichor from Aphrodite's arm, and her wrist healed at once. Her stark pain ebbed away, but Hera and great Athena were looking on, and with mocking words began to provoke the father, Athena leading off with taunts, her eyes bright. Father Zeus, I wonder if you would fume at me if I ventured a bold guess. Our goddess of love, I'd swear, she's just been rousing another Argive, another beauty to pant and lust for Trojans. Those men the goddess loves to such despair, stroking one of the Argive women's rippling gowns. She's pricked her limp wrist on a golden pinpoint. So she mocked, and the father of gods and mortals smiled broadly, calling the golden Aphrodite over. Fighting is not for you, my child. the works of war. See to the works of marriage, the slow fires of longing. Athena and blazing Ares will deal with all this bloodshed. And now, as the high gods bantered back and forth, Diomedes, loosing his war cry, charged Aeneas, though what he saw was the Lord Apollo himself, guarding, spreading his arms above the fighter.
Wait, yo, Nate, it was just a joke. Y'all gotta latch on, bro.
But even before the mighty god, he would not flinch. Tydides reared and hurled himself again and again, trying to kill Aeneas, strip his famous armor. 3 times he charged, frenzied to bring him down. 3 times Apollo battered his gleaming shield back. Then, at Tydides' 4th assault, like something superhuman, the archer who strikes from worlds away shrieked out, a voice of terror. Think, Diomedes. Shrink back now. Enough of this madness. Striving with the gods. We are not of the same... We are not of the same breed. We will never be. And the deathless gods and humans will walk this earth. Menacing so that Tydeus' son pulled back. Just a little edging. Yo, what are we doing, bro? Lock in.
Bro. Edging.
Yo, lock in, bro. Like, actually.
I got a black belt in jiu-jitsu, by the way.
No.
That is not yours, bro.
That's a robe belt. Menacing so that Tydeus' son pulled back. Just a little, edging. Clear of the distant, deadly archer's rage. And Apollo swept Aeneas up from the onslaught and set him down on the sacred heights of Pergamos, the crest where the god's own temple had been built. There, in the depths of the dark, forbidden chamber, Leto and Artemis, who showers flights of arrows, healed the man and brought him back to glory. But the Lord of the silver bow devised a phantom, like Aeneas, to life, wearing his varying armor. And round that phantom, Trojans and brave Achaeans went at it each other, hacking the ox hides around their chests, the bucklers full and round, skin shields, tassels flying. But Phoebus Apollo called to blazing Ares.
How much longer is left?
Oh my gosh.
Ares, destroyer of men, reeking blood, stormer of ramparts. Can't you go and drag that man from the fighting? That daredevil Diomedes? He'd fight Zeus. He's just assaulted love, stabbed her wrist. Like something superhuman. He even charged at me. With that, Apollo settling on Pergamus heights, while murderous Ares wading into the fighting, spurred the Trojan columns onto mass attack, shaped like the runner Echemus, prince of Thrace. Ares challenged the sons of Priam with a vengeance. You royal sons of Priam, monarch dear to the gods, how long will you let Achaeans massacre your army? Until they're battling round your well-built gates? A man is down we prize on par with noble Hector. Aeneas, proud Anchises' son. Up with you now. Rescue him from the crash of battle. Save our comrade. As Ares whipped this fighting spirit into each man, Sarpedon taunted Hector. Hector, where has it gone? That high courage you always carried in your heart. No doubt you bragged that you could hold your city without an army and Trojan allies, all on your own, just with your sisters' husbands and your brothers. But where are they now? I look, I can't find one. They cringe and cower like hounds circling a lion. We, your allies here, we do your fighting for you. And I myself, Hector, your ally to death. A good long way I came from distant Lycia, far from Xanthias rapids, where I left my loving wife and baby son. Great riches, too, the lasting envy of every needy neighbor. And still I lead our Lycians into battle. Myself, I chafe to face my man full force, though there's not a scrap of mine for looting here. No cattle or gold the foe could carry off. But you just stand there. You don't even command the rest to brace and defend their wives. Here, wait, one sec.
How old is
I'd like to.
Yeah.
You wait 1 sec. Let me quick check something. Because there's a page I want to read. I don't know for sure where it is. But I was going to see if I could read it when we get there.
This is a long book.
Yeah. It's a good one, though. What do you guys think of it so far?
I like it.
Pretty good. It's kind of long though.
What the heck? Where is this crap? Okay. I think I'd like to read from 191 to 193 it is.
Okay.
Yeah, if I could just like read 191 to the end of the book, 194, that'd be nice.
193 to the end.
191 to the end.
Okay.
Remember that one time we called Keely into Little Max and we cut myself with his knife?
Are you messing? Yo,
No.
what are you even doing? Okay, wait. We should probably like run over what's happened so far.
Yeah.
So, basically, tunnel fighting, right? Diomedes,
Diabetes.
there's these two guys, right? Aeneas and I think it's like Pandarus or something, the archer guy. So Pandarus shoots Hector, or not Hector, sorry, Diomedes, right? Hits his shoulder. Athena kind of blocked it, so it wouldn't hit a fatal spot. And Pandarus, or whatever his name is, he like wants to go like finish Diomedes off, right? So Aeneas and Pandarus, they go, and they're like, oh, we're gonna kill Diomedes, right? But Diomedes, with his aura, bro, he freaking, first of all, he freaking throws the spear
Diomedes has too much aura.
yeah, bro. He throws the spear at Pandarus. And I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was freaking sick. Like his death, like his teeth breaking crap, and like it's just freaking awesome, right? So Pandarus is dead now, right? And Aeneas, his mother, Aphrodite, she legit comes down and she's like, "Oh, I have to protect my son or whatever, you know." But Diomedes is this guy, this auriful guy. Athena is helping him now too, and. So basically, she has told him before that the only god you can really like, you should go after is what's Aphrodite, because she's like weak. So he legit like stabs her wrist, right? And she's like, oh my gosh, I have to go up and complain to all the other gods, you know, because she's like annoying or some crap.
What did you do with her after she died?
What?
Nothing.
She's not dead.
Oh, what do you think would have happened if she died? And they like.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Okay. So then Apollo comes down, right? And Diomedes, this guy, Apollo is defending Aeneas now, and Diomedes is still like rushing after this guy. He's like charging like Apollo.
Yeah.
Until Apollo's like, yo, chillax, man, chillax, please, because he was like scared.
Right.
So Diomedes chillaxes a little bit, and Apollo takes Aeneas away into the safe spot, but he makes this phantom who kind of looks like Aeneas, who wears his armor, you know. So all the Trojans still, or all the Achaeans think that, yeah.
All right, guys. So we are actually going to split this into two parts. We are almost done, but yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Love you.